Hey everybody, how are you? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Man, I'll tell you, it's lonely. You get out here and start talking on the mic and there's nobody here. So I really do appreciate it. For those that don't know, this is Rick. And for those that don't know, you're in the live trading alerts trading room. Thanks, Ed, for inviting me over again. Appreciate that. Hey, John, Chubb, Malcolm, SC, Carol, Paula, Ron, Monica, hi. If there's anyone else there, I can only see up the list so far, so I'm not trying to leave you out or anything. Yeah, thanks for being here. Gregor, David, Scott. Everybody doing okay today? A little bit of money here and there. I understand you certainly may have some trades that you're holding on to that aren't working out very well. But you should have a little green on the board. Would that be a true statement? Picking your battles wisely. Yeah. Be careful what hill you die on. Yeah. Okay, Paula's doing all right. Okay, good. Monica's a yes. Chubb's a yes. Ron, you're a no. Maybe we should help you today, Ron. Maybe you should help you today. So you're not doing too well today, Ron. Have you bought anything today? Let's go there. And thanks for your honesty. Be glad to help you if I can. What'd you buy, Ron? What'd you buy? Mai giving us a yes. Gregor a yes. Aaron a yes. Okay, cool. So, like I said, you certainly may be down on positions. An example is, here's MU. I bought MU up here, held it. I've added to it. I'm still upside down on MU, but on the other hand, I'm BTU. I'm green on BTU, doing well with that. I bought some Snap earlier this morning, and I'm green on that one. I bought some HAL earlier this morning, and I'm green on that one there. For those that don't know, when we buy something or sell something or adjust something, we post that out to our members on the members app. So if you are a member, this is not the time or place to answer this, but if you are a member and you are not getting these alerts, please shout at us in the room, not here, okay? So Ron here, I'm going to go through what Ron, because I'm going to try to help Ron out if I can. Ron here bought some Run, and he's not making any money. Bought some Run. Yeah, and so you bought Run on the gap, I'm assuming. Bought Run on the gap, I'm assuming. Look, I can't, everybody is their own trader. Okay, so you've got to have your own kind of rules what you do. Like driving a car, you drive down the highway and the speed limit is 65 miles an hour. Are you one of these people that you drive 65 miles an hour? Are you one of these people that drive 63 miles an hour and drive everybody crazy that drives 65 miles an hour? Are you one of these people that pushes it to 68, 69, the cops don't usually bother you at that, a little bit over. Which are you? Which is it? So I know that it might not make sense right here, but we've all got to have our little rules. And I doubt I would be buying Run on a gap, to tell you the truth. I find that I don't want to buy the gap. What I want to buy is the gap and a pullback and rest. Just one of those little rules, Ron. I'm not saying it can't go higher. This was one of our trade ideas today. These were all picked yesterday, and I didn't change anything. So I kept the same charts I picked on Sunday for our watch list. And I still think we head up here toward this 35 area. But just because it looks like it might go up here doesn't mean that right now is the buy. This is one of the advantages of And here's where I'm going to bring it up, guys. This is a live trading alerts webinar, okay? But Ed has given me the privilege to talk about a lot of things in here. But this is one of these places that I'm going to talk about the live trading alerts. One of my favorite entries is the 3/8 trap. And that would be where price, here we are right here, where price is in this area. And this area here, right here, there's the T line right there. And here is the 3 exponential moving average right there. So what I want to do is wait for price to be in this area right here. Now, I do like equally as well a 3/8 trap breakout, but this is more than a 3/8 trap breakout. This is just a flat gap. And again, I don't want to buy a gap here, a buy in a gap. Here's what happens too many times. Let me go ahead and anyone feel free to share if this has happened to you. You know, you buy the gap because of excitement, the thrill, you know, the hot stock. You buy it and all of a sudden it pulls back a little bit. It punishes you right away. And then what happens is maybe you end up, it crosses your stop, you get stopped out, and then all of a sudden it starts moving up. And you're kind of wondering, why can't I get this? Why can't I put together some trades? It's just a matter of putting a few rules in place, trading trading between the lines. Like driving a car again, drive between the lines. You keep it between the lines, and if you follow the stoplight and stop sign rules, if you follow the speed limit rule, you know what? Overall, your driving should be pretty good. I mean, there's always something that could go wrong, but overall, if you mind the rules in driving, you should be okay. You really should be. So trading is just like that. I don't want to buy up here. So anyway, Ron, I'm not saying it's a bad buy for you. For me, it would be. So maybe that's something to think about. And I think, Ron, you also posted up there Snap. Did you buy some Snap? Okay. I like Snap, and you know what? Snap, I'm up 1.53% right now on Snap. Nothing to write home about. Nothing at all. So, we have to we have to allow a chart to mature a little bit, just a little, just because we bought it. What time did I post this in the room? Let's see. I posted this. I don't know. At 10:32 Eastern time. 10:32 Eastern time is when I posted this, that I bought it. And just because I bought it here, I can't be mad if it's not moving up right away. We have to let it mature a little bit, and it's working out. So anyway, Ron, if you have any questions, please feel free, type in full. Don't make me guess at things. But if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay, and thanks for reaching out there. All right, everybody, thanks for putting up with that little bit of section right there. But I was trying to answer a couple questions for Ron there on a couple of charts. You bet, Ron. So let's talk about the market real quick. Look, I think it's important to stay in our lane. And everybody, since I'm on the driving issue, let's stick with driving. Most of us can drive a car, okay? Most of us are very capable of driving a car. I'll say most. I would like to say all of us, but there may be somebody here that can't. I don't know. Excuse me. I've got a bit of I have to admit, I'm nursing a very scratchy throat this morning, so I apologize if I cough into this recording or this microphone to you guys. I do apologize. Okay, let's talk about driving. Let's talk about staying in your lane. Let me share some things about me here, okay? I can drive a car. I can drive a car. I used to race snow machines when I lived in Alaska. I would be hard pressed to do it nowadays. I'm not as young as I used to. But however, I know my way around a snow machine. I would have no problem. Living in Alaska, I had the privilege of, how do I say this? Almost learning how to fly. I can, small planes like a Super Cub, things like that. If I had to, I could take off and land if I had to. Once I'm in the air, I'm okay. I think if I had to, that was years ago. Don't go flying with me today though. Okay, I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to go flying with me today. It's been a long time. I don't have my pilot's license. I've just been around, a lot of friends that had planes and they've let me fly and whatnot. I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm not in my lane on flying, okay? I'm not in my lane. I would be hard pressed. If I had to, I guess I could get the plane down. I guess I could get the plane up. But I'm not in my lane. When it comes to a car, though, I think I am in my lane. Snow machine, I'm in my lane. I've got about 60,000 miles on a Harley. I think I'm in my lane on that. I think I am. I don't have one now, but you know what? If I had one in my driveway, I think I could hop on that Harley and I could ride. I think I'm in my lane on that. 60,000 miles and never laid it down. I'm happy. I'm cool with that. But flying, man, I don't know if I'm in my lane with that. So, what has that got to do with trading? You have to trade in your lane. You have to. And not every day is good trading for everybody. It really isn't. You have to stay in that lane. So what is your lane? And this is not something I can answer for Ron or Chubb, Malcolm Ron again, John up there, SC. I can't answer what your lane is. You have to answer that. But it's impossible for me to answer that for you. And I had somebody ask me today, they said they watched, let's see if I get this right, they watched a video that I did a month or two ago maybe, that something about the market needs to be in a trend before we can go bullish. That's just a little rule, but maybe that really helps out, and maybe that is part of your lane. When we say stay in your lane, all we're saying is have some rules to trade by. That's all. So as I'm looking at the SPY here, I've got to ask, which not looking for an answer here. I wouldn't clog up the chat with it. But is this in your lane? Is the Trendicator green? Are we above that trend line? For some people, you're not going to be bullish till we get over that 50 period moving average right here. Some people got crazy bullish down here on this bullish piercing candle. Everybody has a different lane they trade in. Also, everybody has a different set of tools they might use, while the daily chart is not tradable if you wait for that Trendicator to turn green. On the other hand, if you look at the 3-bar chart, that is extremely a good chart to start trading. I think that's a fantastic chart right there. We've gone from a low to a high. We're putting a little rest in here. The Trendicator is green. We're ready to rock and roll. You don't have to have the daily chart above the Trendicator. You can use, or above the T-line, or trending up, or whatever you use, okay? But you have to have something set for you. Maybe you're a 15-minute chart trader. There you go. This morning, the first 15 minutes of the day, first few 15-minute bars of the day, here we are down. See where I use the Trendicator a lot. Here we are down, And that I was not interested in buying. You can ask anyone in the trading room. I was pretty sheepish, actually. We started to break out a little bit, turn that Trendicator green. I started to buy a couple positions here on anticipation of it moving higher. And what if it doesn't move higher? That's okay. That's what stops are for. We have the ability to change a trade in the snap of a finger. That's one of the coolest things for a retail swing trader or a retail day trader, maybe. You have that ability to snap your fingers and get out of something or get into something. So as long as we remain to the bullish side, I will remain bullish. I won't be bearish until the market turns bearish, even if it does. We'll see. So, excuse me. I'm open for any kind of questions you want to have. I really started off today with not a big direction. We can look at charts. I think one of the biggest things you can do as a trader is you can have a watch list. For instance, I can tell you on my watch list right now, AMD is moving up here, looking pretty good. One of my favorite chart patterns is a T-line bounce, and here's BYD doing a T-line bounce. It was also a T-line bounce Friday setting up. And I'm able to get to these because I have the tools that it takes to find them. So, Carol, I'm trying to figure out how LTA will help me with trading and how it works. Man, Carol, what a straightforward and fantastic question. Thank you. Okay. So here's how it works. I just pointed out, first of all, Carol, you have to know what kind of setups you like. And I get it. If you don't know that, then we can certainly help you with that. And it's not as hard as you think. It's not as hard as you think. A simple way is if you wanted to point out to me, say 3 charts that you like right now, I can tell you, I think I can, okay? I will attempt to share with you what kind of charts you like. And from there, we can help you set the scanner up to only look for those charts. Because here's a horrible thing to do in trading. It's to have to have so many chart patterns, setups, that you're looking at everything under the sun. When you have too many, you can't focus on anything. So you need to focus on one, just one, until you get really, really good at it, and then look at 2, look at another one. And when you're really, really good at that one, you look at another one. So having, too many things out there can be horrible, absolutely horrible. So just focus. So here's some things I focus on: 3/8 trap breakout, 3/8 trap breakout. I like moving average bounces. I like that a lot. I really do. For those that don't know, I trade with a lot of moving averages. I truly do. I don't even need to see the moving averages on the chart. I don't need to do that. And this is something I think that is super cool, because I think every trader needs to be able to look at just a naked chart and be able to trade from there. But as far as alerts go, I want to be able to look at, look for charts that are set up in a chart pattern that I want. So it doesn't matter if I come to this naked chart, I know it came from a particular chart pattern. I know that something is happening here that's in my wheelhouse, in my lane, okay? So Carol, please pick 3 charts out that you like right now. You don't have to be in them. and I will definitely attempt to tell you what you're looking for and how you can go about finding them, okay? All right. Excuse me again. I gotta tell you this itchy throat here. Bill is looking at Val for a long, kind of late. Well, man, again, wonderful question here, okay? And thank you. Is it kind of late? Let's back this up a little bit. And I'm going to dim down a couple of these, clean this chart up a little bit. There we go. Let's dim down that 50 period moving average right there. All right. So Bill is asking, looking at Val, is it kind of late? Well, let me ask you this, Bill. Was it too late to look at Val right here? Now, you have to consider where we are today. Okay. Was it too late? No. Here we popped up here. Was it too late to buy Val right here based on where we are today? No. Based on this up here? No, not at all. So this is something I want to share with you and everyone here. If you don't do anything but do this one thing, those with the scanner, you have an advantage above everybody by a long way by doing this right here. There's one thing, and that is creating a watch list, just like that. Now, this is all the same watch list, and there's 3 watch lists that I use here. I'm going to make these stay on the top. And they're all the same as far as the actual tickers. But these 3 lists do 3 different things. And many times they will overlap. For instance, WFG on this one, WFG on this one. Many times they will overlap. So, and we could see WFG over here at some point, perhaps. So has it, what would you say, Val? Kind of late. Is it kind of late to trade Val? Let's do it this way, maybe. Is it kind of late to trade it right here? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But what's not too late is if you, well, first of all, I guess we need to get these out of my way here so I can show you the chart. There we go. You have to consider, what does it mean when the bulls get active? It's not so much always about right now. It's about what the future has to bring, okay? That's what you have to think about. Many times, I'll look at a chart, it's like, dang it, I like that chart, but I just can't pay up here for it. Not after 3 days. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come over, which it's already flagged, okay? I can unflag it. I'm going to come over here and flag this. And what I'm going to do is make sure it's in my watch list. Now, I already know that this one is in my watch list. And I'm going to wait till it does something that I like. Do something that makes me want to be in it. There's no question I like the chart. I love the chart. But now might not be the right time to be buying it. So again, those that already have the scanner, you are miles ahead of everybody already. And if you just create a watch list, that's all. So what would make us like this? Well, first of all, let's go to a naked chart here. And where could we have bought this? Now, whether or not you personally would have bought this, say, on this, not there, there we go, on this pullback, or in here, or in here, or in here, somebody bought it, okay? I mean, that may not be your perfect type of entry. But what we're going to wait for is something similar to happen. So have you missed that trade right now? Yeah, I think so. I do. I would not be wanting it. Where it's a brand new, fresh breakout, 3 bars up. Yeah, I wouldn't want it. But boy, give me a little bit of a pullback. Give me a chance to participate in something like that right there. Yeah, boy, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So let's wait for that pullback. Now, what if the pullback doesn't happen right away? That's okay. If you can see here, this is my 3/8 trap. You can see that there's 52 stocks that I have in there right now. 52. I don't have to worry. One will come up shortly. One will come up. One will come up. So I hope that's helpful, Bill. While I do think you've missed that trade right now, I think that trade has definitely room to run. Who says it can't? So nice chart. Very nice chart. Hope that helped. Carol. Oh, Rick. Sorry, Rick. Can I describe a T-line bounce? Sure. T-line bounce is simply when a chart bounces off the T-line. It's exactly what it says. Now, in the scanner, there's some things built in that gives us a percentage that's adjustable bouncing off that T-line. So you can adjust that, the percentage to what you want. There's some things that we have built in where, maybe a trend, things like that. But that's exactly what it is. T-line bounce. This might have been a T-line bounce as well. This for sure was here. MRO. Let's see. MRO. T-line bounce right here. That's all it is. It's just simply, in a nutshell, it's just simply we rally up, bounce off the T-line. That's it. That's all it is. And then you can build around it things like a trend, or maybe you want the weekly chart trending in the background, things like that. See, this is stuff you can do with the scanner right here. Like I said, those that have the scanner, you are miles ahead of those that don't have such a tool. Okay. So, all right, Carol. Carol's come back with a few charts that she likes. So let's try to help Carol here. Tech, MRO, and Etsy. Previous I liked as a short, but not today. So Carol, you're all about shorting, is that right? Because that's what I just saw. And that's okay if you are. Okay, show me 3 charts you like today to buy. That's what we want. We need to focus. Nail it down what you want, okay? Nail it down what you're looking at to buy, or that you want to buy. You're itching to buy. Not that you bought. Well, that's okay. Yeah, if you've got something you bought today, and if it's short, it's short. That's okay. That's okay. All right, Snap. So you like Snap. So here's what I see in Snap. 3/8 trap, big bullish candle. Not hard to do. What if you could be shown, it's also a rounded bottom breakout. What if you had an alert that said rounded bottom breakouts, 3/8 traps, because that's what I see right here, okay? I also see a bullish engulf, and that's something you can do on the scanner. I don't particularly do that, but you can set it up bullish engulfs. You can even set it up, the scanner, where I want a bullish engulf, say 10 days ago maybe, or within 10 days. Let's see, how do I say this? A bullish engulf, and you're looking for a breakout within the last 10 days. There we go. So bullish engulf that you'll count 10 days, and that's adjustable, by the way. You want to be alerted on the breakout, which is actually broke out the very next day, broke out that bullish engulf. So you could do something like that, okay? So you like space. So far, Carol, you like everything I like. So just want to point that out. So you like space. Both Space and Snap were on our watch list today, the Hit and Run Candlestick watch list today. So you like this one. I like this one too, and I might yet be a buyer before the day ends. Okay, I might be a buyer for the day's end. So here's how I found this. This is, I think, let me put this up here. I think, see right there, I think this is a pinball setup. Too many things up. Pinball setup off a couple of days ago. All right, couple of days ago. And that's what I was looking at. And then here we came in here and we showed follow through off that bullish engulf. While it was in here, while it was in this area between the 3 and the 8, that was a 3/8 trap. Now we're seeing follow through. So this came off of a pinball alert a couple days ago that I had on my watch list. And I went through my watch list and I found this today for a possible buy. Okay, so pinball setup, maybe that's something you like. Pinball setup. Pinball setup with a 3/8 trap, maybe. And I'm only picking on the trap here because that's what you're throwing at me right now. So your question was, how can I use the scanner? Decide what you like and use scans that meet that criteria. Anything else does not matter to you. Absolutely does not matter. If Gregor there was to be long some off the wall ticker symbol for whatever reason, and I'm only saying off the wall, for him it could be perfect. But for Carol, you're wondering, why didn't that come up on my scan? Go look at it. If it did not meet your scan criteria, who cares what Gregor does? Sorry, Gregor. Who cares? Let Gregor trade his trade. Let's let Carol trade her trade, okay? So the scanner will give you trade setups on what you are looking for. You want bullish engulf with follow through. You want Morningstar signals. You want piercing candles. Do you want J-hook continuation patterns? You want bouncing off moving averages. Do you want green candles, red candles? You have to decide what you want. And then it is extremely easy to put it together. Okay, very easy. Before I get out of hand here, let's see. Gregor, what triggers you to buy more when you are already in a trade and it has dropped a percentage? That's kind of, well, no, that's kind of a simple answer. If I see that buyers are buying more, then I will add to it. So we'll take MU as an example. All right, I'm already in MU. When I see buyers start to move this up, because what kind of chart pattern do we have right now? Well, let's see here. Let me do it this way. We have a downtrend, right? We also have a low to a high to a higher low, and we're trying to break out, aren't we? I mean, here's, bullish candle. We've got this sideways activity. That's bullish activity so far. So when I see buyers start to come into this, then I will look to add to it. And I'm probably going to look at maybe over the T-line is what I'll look at if that starts to happen. So I can't say every chart will be the same explanation, but I think for the most part, a lot of them would be. It's when I see buyers coming in. I don't want to buy on the hope buyers coming in. We don't buy hope. We buy fact is what we buy. A chart is fact. If the chart does this right here, let's say this is today's candle, and we can clearly see we're above this low right here. So if you were to add to it here, you're adding on pure hope or the fact you can't read a chart. One of the two. But it's got to be one of those two. There is no other reason. Not logically. not logically. The only two logical explanations of adding to it here is one, you don't know how to read a chart, or two, you're hoping. You're hoping. So I don't want to buy on hope. I want to see those buyers. Show me the money, and then I'll add to it. Show me the money, and then I'll add to it. Okay? Let's see. Carrie, would you put a stop on snap at the 50 or at the T-line? Well, first of all, what I do and what somebody else does is two different things. Malcolm is in the room here, and I have to, a few other people are in this room. John Cape Coral, he's in this room. I'm looking at the list here. Paula's in the room. MY is in the room. Look, I don't mean to miss anybody, okay? I don't mean that. It just, if you're vocal in the trading rooms and I see that you have a good grip on trading, then I notice that, all right? And those folks there, I think they're good traders. I've seen their trades. I have kind of a idea what they do. So just because I might put a stop somewhere, it doesn't mean that that's where they would put a stop. So really, when it comes down to it, a stop is one of those personal things. There are some boundaries, I think, but for the most part, that's one of those tight things that is between the trader's one shoulder and the other shoulder, and you've got to figure that out. Here's what I like to do. I'm going to go to this chart because there's just too much noise over there, and we're going to go to this chart. Here's what you want to do. Ask yourself why you like the chart. Why do you like this setup to start with? Before you go finding something negative like where's my stop, first let's talk about why we like it. I like it because, outside of the whole run up, we're going to skip all that. I like it because of the bullish engulf, and I like the follow through so far. So what would tell me that I wouldn't like it? Maybe back down halfway the bullish engulf would be a good answer. Another good answer, because we have the follow through the next day right here, and we're showing follow through today, the last thing I want to do at that point is to come back below yesterday's candle right here. I wouldn't want to do that. So what would be wrong with that right there? Now, your question was, would I use the 50 period moving average or the T-line? There's nothing wrong with using either one of those, okay? And we're going to go back and look at those in a second. They are so close together, it just doesn't matter at this point. They're so close together. But here's one thing that I work in conjunction with is a moving average. You can pick the 50 or the T-line, whichever one. And then I'm going to look at price action as well. So while the moving average might put me in the ballpark, I'm going to evaluate price to help with that stop. So what would tell me I wouldn't like this chart? Well, right now, about 38.10 probably would get me where I wouldn't like this chart. About 38.10. So we're going to put this up there. Now let's go back to this chart, and that's not going to show up there. So let's put that up there again. Whoops. Let's put that up there, and let's make this, what did I say, 38.10? 38.10. And let's paint this red. There we go. So right there. Now, that's below the 50 and it's a little bit below the T-line. So here's what I want to do. I have confidence in trading. Some of you might call it cockiness. I've been told that I'm cocky. I don't feel that I'm cocky. Maybe I am, but it's confidence. I've been doing this long enough. I feel like I have confidence. And I understand that you've got to allow the water to warm up. It's like your bathtub, all right? You know, you don't go jumping into the water until it's warmed up a little bit. And trading's the same way. You want to warm it up. And sometimes somebody flushes the toilet in the other bathroom, and what happens is cold water starts coming in there, right? Look, we've all seen that. So I want this thing to stabilize, to warm up. I don't want to put a stop so freaking close you're just begging me to knock it off your shoulder. If that's what you're doing, you haven't built enough confidence in trading. If that's what you're doing, you've not been trading long enough. If that's what you're doing, you have not had enough trading education. And I could talk for a couple hours on that subject right there, but so we won't even enter into that one. Okay, so I want this to work. I want it to breathe. I want the water to warm up, and then we'll work. So right now, I would probably think somewhere around 38.10, and from where we are right now today, we're in the neighborhood of 5%. Now, that does not mean that this is where Malcolm, I'm just going to pick on Malcolm. It doesn't mean that that's where Malcolm would put his stop. Malcolm could put his stop at the low of today, and there would be nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. Okay? So, when you're putting a stop on, number one, you want to buy a chart right. You don't want to buy it wrong. Okay? An example is run. I think buying run today was wrong. All right? That's wrong. Buying run Friday would have been right. I wouldn't have bought it Friday, but if that candle was here today on Monday, I would have bought that. I'm not a big buyer on Fridays, but that's the candle we want. We don't want that. That's a wrong buy. Snap, we want to buy it right. So you've got to be in it at a reasonable price. There's nothing wrong with buying it right here on this candle. It's just you want to buy it right in that candle. And then from there, it's much easier to find a stop. Much easier to find that stop, okay? So a combination of how much can you afford to lose with what tells you the sellers are taking control. What tells you that sellers are taking control? Overall, below this candle's body would tell me that this, or below this candle's low is telling me that the traders are taking control. Below this candle's body would tell me that the sellers are taking control. I hope that was helpful, kind of. What's going on with the market? I need to go peek at the market here. Sheesh, I'm getting too much stuff. Let's get rid of all this. Whew. Too much stuff here. All right, we're kind of holding up here. Hey, one of the things I want to share right while we're here is we all have this thirst to trade, but you know what? About 99% of us have no business trading. Look, I'm not going to candy coat this. I'm not going to try to talk you into necessarily buying the scanner. I'm not going to talk you into becoming a member of Hit and Run Candlesticks or Right Way Options. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you the way it is. You're probably not going to like it. But if about 99% of everybody here has no business buying this market right now, long or short, okay? I don't believe there is a definite direction at the moment. And just because there's war going on doesn't mean you short a market. Forget the news. Turn the news off. Forget it. Just trade the chart. I don't see a short and I do not see a long. There is no short signal here, and we don't have a long signal because my trend has not been changed to the upside. I know we're trending down, so why not short it? Where's the sell signal? There isn't one. And we have a piercing candle, reversal candle here. That I don't care what today does, as long as we close over 42.10 there, that piercing candle is still alive. It may be breathing lightly, but it's still alive. So there is no trade here, none. Okay, sorry, I got off kilter there. Carol, do you put more than one pattern in a scan, or should you separate the scans? Let me show you this one, Carol. It's just a 3/8 trap. That's all it is. So now this is a watch list in all fairness. All right. So that means the only way it got in the list was because it did something I liked. All righty. So if, maybe this is an unfair one to show you. Let's, here. This is a bull run pullback, okay? So let's take a look at this. See, I've got several things in here. Now, we don't have time today to go over each and everything, all right? That's for the trading room, all right? Not necessary here. So I've got several things in this. So it's multiple scans to make one scan. The main scan that I want is the bull run and pullback. That's the main scan I want. But if we just did that, it would bring up trash. So I add a few things to it to sweeten it up a little bit. A little sugar in the pie to make the pie just a little bit more sweeter is what I want. I think this is great pie, but this stuff here helps the pie. So I want a white candle. I want what we call an RTW fast trend. I want a market cap, and I want the index ETF to be above, what is it, the 17 on the hourly chart. So all I've done is sweeten the pie. So I think the simple answer to your question is you want your main objective, and from there you can add a little helpers in there. Okay. So for instance, if you were to say, well, Rick, I just want a 3/8 trap, doggone it. Well, then I would say put a 3/8 trap in there and put a trend in there. Put a trend in there. Things like that. Maybe that's on the daily. Maybe you want the weekly also trending. But other than that, that's all you want on the weekly. And you see, that's in the background. In the background. You don't even have to look at it. It's just in the background there working. Okay? Does that sort of help? Kind of? Anyway, in the room, I'll be more than happy. We have more time in the trading room, and I can get a little more detail with you, okay? Chuck, Rick, on days that you look to take a true day trade, what time frame do you use, and do you use LTA for that? Chuck, first of all, I rarely look to actually take a day trade. That's not my thing. That doesn't mean I don't, okay? There's times in the room I'll say, look, I'm buying this, and this is just going to be a day trade. Really what I'm saying is I'm buying it, but I'm scared crapless to hold it overnight. That's what I'm really saying. So that's the first thing. What chart do I use? I always use the daily chart. Look, Chuck, I don't trade intraday charts, okay? I mean, it doesn't mean that I don't look at intraday charts, but overall, I look at daily charts. Here's an example. I'm going to take BYD as an example. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. Why do I need to look at a intraday chart to make a better trade? Now, I get it if you want to look for a 3/8 trap or something specific on an intraday chart. But if I'm buying this, and here's what I'm looking for, is for it to move up. And if it moves up and I make a good percentage, then I'm going to be out that day. So here's a 15-minute chart. So maybe you're looking for that 3/8 trap. You can do that if that's what you want. You can set scanner up to look at that, something like that. You know, you can look for 3/8 trap breakouts, 15-minute, hourly chart, 3-bar chart, things like that. But overall, I generally use just simply use the daily chart. Now, with that said, for those of you that were in the live trading alerts webinar last Wednesday, Ed has configured some actual day trade setups. And I would suspect I'm just guessing here, I could be wrong, but I would suspect he's going forward with a little more day trading stuff in the scanner. And we could, you know, what time is it? We have time. So let's do this. I'm going to take this and turn it into a 15 minutes. There we go. So what I've done is I've turned my daily 3/8 trap into a 15-minute trap. Now, one thing I'm going to add on this is I'm going to add a rising, because I want to make sure I'm in a definite trend. So I'm going to put a rising, and we'll just use the 17. So 17, 10 days. I can actually slow that down. We're going to go to 5 days. And it only gives us 10 charts. I'm going to put this on the 15-minute chart. Well, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We'll see what happens. And let's just see if anything cooks through there, okay? And, you know, take it from there. Let's see. I talked about the itch last week. You know, we get trading accounts, we go buy a couple extra monitors, we buy a charting package. All of a sudden we get this itch to trade, and we think we have to trade every doggone day, and you don't. You really do not have to trade every day. And in fact, the smart traders, the successful traders, know when not to trade. Okay, see some things coming through here, and see how they're red? That means they're making 15-minute lows. That's not the kind of trade I want. See, that's not what I want. I want bullishness here. So we'll just keep watching this, and we'll see if something comes up green. And there's not many charts on here the way I've got this set up, but we'll see. Okay, here's USO. So let's look at US. Let's see what USO has to say. And there's the 15-minute chart. Could this be coming into an area to buy? It could be. And for those of you that are just absolute negative the minute you wake up from bed, could that be a sell signal? Sure, it could be. Okay, so all righty, where are we? Michael, the challenge is that some of us, 95%, you, are guilty of seeing the 5% trading. And I feel like you should be able to too. So Michael, I know what you do for a living. I'm not going to talk about that. I know what you do for a living, or did for a living, maybe. What kind of education and training did you have to go through? Don't be specific. Um, you know, how many years did it take before you got your badge that you could do what you did or do? How many years? How long did it take before you got your badge? And he's not a cop. 2 years, all on the job. 2 years. 2 years on the job, and you got your badge to do what you do. Why would you think trading should be any different? Now, I don't want to discourage you. I don't think it's going to take 2 years. But why would you think that trading would be any different? Because you're impatient. At least you're honest. See, that's what happens. We all think we can go out and be a stock trader, and you can't. The education comes first, and you have to have that patience. You really do. You have to do that. So I'm sorry for those out there that think that, you know, you just want to get out there and trade. Look at Ron. Thank you, Ron. It took 5 years. So again, why should it take less than 5 years to learn how to trade? Now, I don't, again, look, here's something I would challenge somebody, okay? I would challenge you that if you are one of these people that are just struggling to no end, and you've been doing this for, it doesn't matter how long, okay? I would challenge you to get the proper tools and learn first. And I would challenge you to take 3 months, just 3 months. There's already people in here probably saying, screw this, I'm out of here. This is not what I want. If you're that person, buy. Because if you think you can do it faster, go knock yourself dead. Go rock and roll. But if you are serious about trading, first of all, you need the proper tools to trade. And once you have those tools, then take 3 months to learn how to do it. Learn the rules. Build a system for yourself. And it doesn't mean that you can't use somebody else's system. But if you use somebody else's system, you have got to dismantle it and you've got to put it back together. That way, you know how it's built. You can't take their system and just think that you're ready to rock and roll. True story. True story. My wife and I went on vacation. First of all, I have to tell you that I own a white Dodge truck. White 4x4, 2019 Dodge truck. I have a limited Dodge, 2000 Dodge truck, okay? My wife has a 2019, it's not a limited, Lariat, I think, Dodge, right? 4x. So we went on vacation here. This is no kidding. And it was funny. My wife even took a picture and sent it to our kids. So we go and we get off the airplane. We go to the car rental place. We get our car. And first she had a Suburban rented for us. And we said, you know, we really don't want a Suburban. We want a truck. But we want a truck to have the back seat in the truck, right? And they said, no problem. Just go out there and pick out from this row and this row and this row. Any one you want, you can do that. Okay, great. So we waltz out there. You know what my eyes see? Huh? I see a white Dodge truck, 2019. That's the one I want. That's the one I want. Right next to it was a Chevy. Now, I got nothing against Chevy trucks, nothing at all. But do you know that I got in that truck? I turned those knobs where I wanted. I adjusted that mirror. I adjusted that seat. I pulled out of there like I knew what I was doing. If I would have got the Chevy truck, I would have had to say, okay, here's the gauges, here's the turn signal, here's this, here's that. I would have had to go through this 10 minutes of getting to know the Chevy truck. But I got into a truck that I know all about. So what I'm trying to say is learn your system, So you can learn your system. You can use somebody else's system, but break it down and build it back up. So when you get into that system, you know what you're doing. It's like clockwork. You can blind me in one eye, tie one arm around me in one eye, and I still know what a 3/8 trap is. I'm not saying that's the best system. That's what I use. I know what a 3/8 trap breakout is. I know what a rounded bottom breakout is. I know what a pinball setup is. I know what a short is, a blue ice failure. I know what a 3/8 trap failure is. I know what a 3/8 trap breakout failure is. Know your system. If somebody was to come in here and say, I use this indicator and that indicator and this other indicator and that other indicator and this indicator, and my system is when price action does this and it has to do this 3 weeks ago, I would freak out. I don't understand that system. It would take me time to figure it out. You may have the best system in the world. I don't know. But I know that I shouldn't judge it the first time I look at it. I need to learn it. And the way I'm going to learn it is I'm going to dismantle it. And then I'm going to put it back. That way I understand all the pieces and parts. Okay? But you have to have the tools. One of the tools, by the way, is the scanner. So it is what it is. Bill, FCX. What'd you say? FCX is another metal-based mover that has moved too much given the market volume. So let's keep things simple, okay? Let's keep it simple. Here's what you wrote. FCX is another metal-based mover. Who cares? Who cares if it's metal-based? Shorten everything up. Let's just look at what's in front of us. That has moved too much given the market volume. What has that got to do with the price of tea in China? Not a doggone thing. Overthinking it. Look at the chart. Do we have a double? You won't hear me say this, but maybe once, twice, 3 times a year. A triple top possibility? Do we have 3 bars up? A brand new breakout? Who cares what the volume is? Who cares what was the other stuff? The fact it's metal based. None of that matters. Just look at the chart. What would you do with this chart? First of all, would you be buying it now? How about a great big no? Okay, how about a great big no? 3 bars up is a big negatory, don't buy. 3 bars up, a brand new fresh breakout with a wick up there and you're looking at a double top, that's a great big no. Nothing else comes into play. Now, don't get me wrong here. You might be looking at metal-based charts, but when it comes down to looking at this chart, none of that matters. Just look at the chart. Is this still a bullish chart? To me, yes, it is. Do I want to be in this chart today? No, I do not. But it doesn't change the fact that I think it's still bullish. I think it's still very bullish. I think we have a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. We did have a failed high. We came back. Looks like we found a little bit of support in there. Yeah, a little bit. Makes sense. And now the process starts all over again. A low, we have a high. We never want to buy on the high. So we also have this double top here. Oh man, I'm going to say this twice in one day. It's going to kill me. A triple top. And no such thing as a triple top. That's why I rarely say it. But I want to point out, we're still at the top here. We're still at this top. We're still at this top. So let this thing rest. Then it becomes a trade. I love this chart. I don't dislove it. I don't like it as a buy right now. But I love the chart. So, oh, holy moly, I just saw this over here. I love the chart, just don't like the buy. So Let's keep it simple. That's what I'm trying to say here. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Hey, let's look at, hey, there's FCX on the 15-minute. Let's put this chart up, 15-minute. Now, this is a 317 trap, okay? Are we set up in a 317 trap? Yes, we are. For some, excuse me, for some that might be a buy. For me, it's not necessarily a buy right now because of the daily chart. Let's look at AU. There you are. 317 trap. Let's look at KBR. 317 trap right there for you day traders. I think that's why we did that, right? Okay. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, still learning. Take your time. Learn before you go to a trading. Let's see. So SPY is really losing some gas. I mean, so I don't disagree, SC. I don't disagree. But until it starts below 428.10, basically this low, whatever this low is, 427.86. Until it gets back below there, I think we're just shaking and making here. That's all. We're just making noise is all we are. Freaking people out is what it's doing. Freaking people out. We get below that low, yeah, I'm going to freak out too. But until then, no freaking out. Let's see, COPX. Been a long time since I've looked at that one. COPX, now see, to me, that's a bullish chart here. I think this is a very nice bullish chart. Very nice chart. So this would be the next target to the upside. Close to that. I usually back it off. There we go. So let's draw a line right here. See how we broke out and we stayed? Now we're consolidating. That's a nice chart. I kind of forgot all about this little guy. Thank you. That's a nice chart. I might have to watch for an entry on this one. Malcolm, seriously, give yourself time to learn the craft. Be kind to yourself and study longer than you think is necessary. I just don't need to say any more after that. Thanks, Malcolm. Well, Val, the difference is you're going to look at you'll be below the T line on a lot of them. So don't anyone walk away and think, oh man, I just learned something magic. You didn't learn anything magic. You can make a trap out of any two moving averages you want. Friday, I believe, Ed answered a question on why I use the 3/8 high, the 3 high. See here, I use the high versus the last price. See where we are, where that is on the last price? See that? I'm going to change this back to the high. The high. See how it moved up? Ed answered this question for somebody better than I could ever come up with. Is I cast a larger net. That's all. I cast a larger net. So if you're going to use the 17 instead of the 8, you're just casting a larger net. You have to watch price action though, just because it's a, I don't know, let's go look at some of these. AU. That's not really what I'm looking for. CF is one down close to 17. KBR. Oh, wait a minute. We were looking at these on the 15-minute. So that actually might work out. There we go. There we go. This is 15-minute. So here's KBR. You have to realize you've got a fair amount of resistance above you here. If we were to move above the T line here, that really kind of cut through a lot of resistance. So it's just throwing a bigger net out there is all it is. But you have to, you just have to pay attention to the chart. So for instance, somebody that uses a 3/8 trap, you kind of freak out and get all concerned when you get below the T-line. When I'm using the 3/17 trap, believe me, I freak out and get all concerned when I go below the 17. So it's just a different type of setup is all it is. There's not one that's any better than the other. What's better is how you use it. That's what's better. Shaking and making. Yep. Nice, Matt. All right, cool. Paula, Gregor, what time is it? I've got about 4 minutes. Does anybody have any charts you want to take a look at? I'm going to change this back before I forget. Hourly, daily, one of these. Daily. I'm also going to take this off and we'll save that. There we go. Tesla. Hey, stop. Don't type anymore. Stop, stop, stop. Please make sure you write whether long or short in it. Okay? Now go ahead and type. But write long or short. Tesla. Tesla's still in a downtrend. Tesla is still in a downtrend. Tesla has a bullish piercing candle followed by a doji followed by a bullish candle. This is a doji continuation candle. So I can't really tell you which way it's going to go right now. I see some bullish activity here, but until it breaks out of that downtrend, it's still a downtrend. Uber. Uber. You know what? Let me do this too. I'm going to go back to Tesla. I don't see a short here until I see a short candle. If I bought a short right here, all I'm doing is buying pushed up against the trend and hoping that we get some selling. So I would need to see some selling. Uber. Great bullish engulf here. Overall, I think we're still in a downtrend. Overall, we're still in a downtrend here. Could we have a bottom here that produces higher numbers? Sure. And cows could fly. And I mean it. It's like aliens. You know, I've been asked in the past, do I believe in aliens? You know, it's got nothing to do whether I believe in aliens or not. Us humans are here. Why couldn't there be somebody else out there? Why not? There could be. Crazy things can happen. Again, I don't believe in them, and I don't not believe in them. So I'm going to keep an open mind. Is this a bottom that could rise as higher? I'll keep an open mind. But what I'm really going to do is watch the chart. I don't see a sell signal. We're still in a downtrend. I don't see a buy signal either. What else have we got? Anybody else, or if I run everybody off? Couple minutes. Anyone has any charts? I'm going to take a look at Zen here. Zen is one that I have on my watch list. I'm wanting to buy. All I need is thumbs up. I need a little bit of market thumbs up. All I need is a little bit of thumbs up here, and I'll be looking to buy some Zen. AA. I think overall AA is in an uptrend. I think overall it's still bullish. It has not confirmed a sell signal yet. We have a bearish engulf. We've come back. We come up here. We do have a double top. We have shooting star activity going on. But this is, I mean, I've got to ask, is this really where you want to trade? Or would we rather wait for a breakout or a breakdown? Breakout or breakdown. I certainly don't want to call it in here because I think that is, that's poor trading to call that in here, I think, to tell you the truth. UAN, is that right? There we go. UAN long, not today. Not today. 3 bars up, 1, 2, 3, not today. Not my opinion. Is it a bullish trend? Yes. Is it a bullish chart? Overall, yes. But is it a buy? Not in my opinion. ZNGA. Not too bad there. Not too bad. Big gap up. We've been consolidating. Bullish engulf. Nice consolidation here. I'm going to dim this thing down because I keep looking at it. I don't like to look at it. There we go. There we go. Buy box. That's a pretty nice chart. I like that. That's a pretty nice chart right there. I think I would need a little, I mean, I can see that as a buy right here. Just make sure that stops on there. Yeah, nice chart. Best one I've seen here. Hershey, if you're a little bit on the defensive side, Hershey might be setting up. Yeah, Hershey might be setting up. I'm going to have to draw a trend line here. And if Hershey was to break out, I could see that as a possible buy. There's nothing wrong, by the way. You know, everybody is their own trader. There's no harm in buying it here if you feel Hershey's going to go up from here. Yeah, if you feel there's enough warranted for some defensive action going on, that could be. The low of today would be my stop on it. Otherwise, I'm more of a breakout person. Let's see here. TU long. Yeah. Nice action here. Very nice action here. Yeah, I could see that as a possible long. I would not want it below yesterday's low. If it got below yesterday's low, let's do this. We're going to take this high, and we're going to come back down into yesterday's candle. And I'm not going to go to the low. I'm going to go up into yesterday's candle. I'm going to go actually up into here. A little below halfway, but a little above the top. If we got below yesterday's low, we're actually back in a downtrend. So no way here. No way here. SRTS. That looks like a nice long chart. That's a nice chart. Thank you for this one. We've got a nice breakout. We actually have a breakout here. Nice support. That's a nice chart. Thanks, George. MU, long? No, not at all. And I am in this, okay? But I would not be buying it right now. Not at all. First of all, we're still in that downtrend, aren't we? Just take this right here. We're still in a downtrend. Why people want to buy in a downtrend, I'll never figure that out. By the way, I used to be one of those, okay? That's bad juju right there. Don't do it. Bad juju. Buy in a trend to go higher, not in a downtrend to hope it goes higher. SPY is just having a reversal long. I can say that we have a bullish piercing candle that's bullish with follow through that's bullish. And so far today's candle I think is still bullish. But we cannot say that we are actually reversing yet. Can't do that. ABBV, I would say that that's bullish. Yes, sir. And with that, I'm going to say thanks everybody for being here. Thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. Ed, thanks for having me here. You guys take care, and hopefully we'll see you in the trading room, okay? Later.